Ethan, come over here. Give Mommy the straw. A, B, C, D, E.
For autistic people who were diagnosed when autism was unknown, there was little support. Their parents, for the most part, were on their own.
I was diagnosed in 1964. The doctor said they'd never seen a child who was so sick, and they recommended institutionalization. But like so many parents, my parents advocated on my behalf.
What would you say were the most important components of your therapy and your journey from becoming a nonverbal 4-year-old to the person that you are now?
I think some of the key aspects are what we would today term as an intensive home-based early intervention program, emphasizing music, movement, sensory integration, narration, and imitation. They started to imitate me. And once they did that, I became aware of them in my environment. Before any learning takes place, you have to develop a relationship with the person. And once you do that, then you can move on. So by the time age 4 rolled around, speech was starting to come back. I was reevaluated, and instead of being considered a psychotic, I was upgraded to neurotic. So things were moving up in the world. Well, I entered public school kindergarten at age 6, and I was a social and academic catastrophe. I didn't know how to get along with my other classmates in ways that they could understand or appreciate. Teachers didn't quite know how to reach me. Every Friday, there'd be a siren that went off. It was a holdover from the Cold War. When the thing goes off, you have to hide out in a fallout shelter. So the thing went off, as predictable, so it was nice and systemic. And I just sort of glommed onto that sound and imitated and howled along with it.
And you didn't realize you were doing it?
I didn't know I was doing it until I heard a lot of laughter around me. I learned, somehow figured out, that interacting with my classmates with words instead of sound effects from the environment really helped. In middle and high school, there are special interest clubs. And music being a special interest of mine, I joined the band, and I suddenly had a structured activity in which to mediate my interactions with other students. So there was something in common to talk about. I met my wife through common interest as music students in a graduate program in music education. I think dating is confusing for a lot of people, not just those of us on the autism spectrum. So I remember getting involved in really strange situations, such as in undergraduate school, spending a lot of time with a lady. And one day she told me that she really likes hugs and back rubs. She invited me over to her house. I slept over, we shared a bed, and that's exactly what we did. I think she had ideas for some other activities.
Mm-hmm. And that didn't dawn on you at all?
Not at all. I found out that she wanted to be my girlfriend.
How did you, what ever brought that to your mind, that she wanted to be your girlfriend? What did she do that made you feel that?
She told me.
Oh.
Yeah, she took the direct approach, which is what I need.
Mm-hmm.
And she also thought she had been dating me for at least a month.
Uh-huh.
But since I wasn't dating, and since I didn't have intention of dating, then I don't think it was a real dating experience. By the time I met my wife, I had the social story down. And it went something like this: if a woman hugs you, kisses you, and holds your hand all at about the same time, it probably means that they want to be your girlfriend. And if that's the case, you better have an answer right away. And it could be yes, or it could be no, or it could be further investigation and analysis is indicated.
Right.
So it seemed to be a good thing to do, and I guess it was, because now we've been married for a little over 18 years. What goes here? B. Put it over there. Good. Given my music background and the importance of music to me and helping me to get where I am, I thought, well, how about if I see if there's a way to give music lessons to children on the autism spectrum. A. Take an A. Take an A from here. Ethan, A. We eventually get to a stage where, without talking about it, he's reading music. So when we get to piano book number 1, he'll already know how to read it and understand it, and it will be friendly. I remember having piano lessons at age 6, and I think the best thing that I learned from these music lessons was how not to teach children on the autism spectrum how to play music. I think the goal of intervention is to help that person lead a fulfilling and productive life with the strengths that they have. The potential of those of us with autism is like the potential of anybody else. It's unlimited.
Stephen's own life is his best argument for that view.